The council chamber of the Interstellar Combine, normally a place of diplomatic flourish and calm ritual, felt unusually small, as if the room itself was recoiling from the tension knotting the air. Delegates from 47 species lined the tiered seats, bioluminescent robes and armored carapaces shimmering under the crystalline dome. They whispered among themselves in dozens of languages, but every voice carried the same tremor. The subject was simple. The fear was not. What about the humans? The question had been asked before, during conflicts, during trade disputes, during border wars, but never like this. Never when humanity had been silent for a full decade. Never when their territory had turned into a lightless region on the star map. The chamber's main holoscreen still displayed that black expanse, once a vibrant network of trade routes, colony chains and military corridors, now a void where even automated transmissions refused to echo. High Chancellor Vurex, a thin crystalline being with translucent skin that refracted the chamber's lights, leaned heavily on his staff. His voice, usually sharp and unshakable, wavered as he spoke. "We have monitored the human frontier for 9 standard cycles. No signals, no patrols, no diplomatic activity. Their star economy collapsed into absolute silence." He pointed at the star map. "Even their machine beacons, programmed to answer anything, have gone dark." The alien representatives traded glances of dread. Humans were unpredictable. Yes, but they were never absent. They pushed, they explored, they sought, they built, they provoked, they challenged, they did something. But now, nothing. General Korhal, towering and armored in obsidian plating, slammed his claws against the table. "We cannot ignore the possibility of a catastrophic event, a plague, a machine uprising, an internal collapse." The hall AI interrupted with a soft chime. "Correction. Long-range scans show no signs of decay, destruction, or kinetic scarring in human space." The room froze. No war, no disaster, no collapse, just silence. General Korhal's voice dropped to a whisper. "If there was no destruction, then where are they? Why would humans abandon their own stars?" A smaller delegate, Representative Laishi of the Vinery, spoke timidly. "Perhaps they evolved? Ascended?" A murmur rose, but Chancellor Vurex shook his head. "They did not ascend. Something else is occurring. Something deliberate." He stepped aside, letting the Council's central AI project a new report. "Restricted scan data, human territory, cosmic variance anomaly." A wave of static distorted the projection, followed by a diagram of human space showing gravity fields fluctuating wildly, like the region itself was wrapped in a thin film of warping physics. "What is that?" someone asked. The AI answered with a tone bordering on fear. "An odd anomaly for a machine. Unknown, but the distortions form a repeating pattern, the shape of a containment barrier." The chamber erupted in panic. A containment field that large, spanning dozens of star systems, should have been impossible. No species had the energy output or material science to build something of that scale, except, perhaps, the humans. Finally, after hours of debate, the Council did what every species secretly dreaded. They voted to send a reconnaissance fleet into human space. No one volunteered. No one wanted to provoke humans. No one wanted to be the first to see what lurked in the dark. So they drafted a mixed-species force, fast ships, stealth tech, the best AI surveillance systems available. The mission was simple. Enter human space. Investigate, report, escape. Admiral Ralten of the Serac Dominion was chosen to lead. He did not celebrate. He spent the night staring into the darkened observation deck of his flagship, the solace of reason, wondering if he would ever return. When the fleet entered the boundary of human territory, the stars themselves seemed different, dimmed, veiled, as if smothered beneath a cosmic shroud. Navigation systems flickered. Long-range scanners returned paradoxes and recursive readings. Even space felt heavier. At first, they found abandoned structures, massive orbital rings drifting silently, once bustling colonies now dimmed and locked. But there was no decay, no signs of battle, no bodies, no distress calls, just silence. Then they reached deeper, and the silence became oppressive. The systems grew stranger, stars that pulsed with unnatural rhythm, planets that gave off faint metallic resonance, asteroid fields arranged with mathematical precision. The deeper the fleet went, the more they felt it. They were being watched. But by what? Nothing appeared on sensors. No heat signatures, no warp signatures. Yet something lingered in every shadow. After 18 days of travel, they reached the core of human space, Earth, or where Earth had once been. Because now, the planet floated in the center of the largest megastructure ever encountered, a perfectly smooth Dyson sphere, shimmering with shifting fractal runes. Its surface rippled like liquid metal as equations flowed across it, rewriting themselves every second. The sphere didn't look built, it looked alive. Before the fleet could even process what they were witnessing, every ship shuddered violently. Gravity inverted, quantum shields destabilized. A wave of silent energy swept through their hulls like a whisper dragged across every atom. And suddenly, the Dyson sphere opened, but not mechanically, not physically. Space peeled back, folding outward like a fourth-dimensional curtain, revealing a corridor of impossible geometry. From the aperture emerged a vessel. The aliens had seen dreadnoughts. They had seen fortress ships. They had seen planet crackers. This was none of those. This was something beyond intention, beyond war, beyond meaning. A spear-shaped titan of obsidian metal, easily the size of a small moon, wrapped in shimmering layers of space-time distortion. Smaller vessels, each the size of a city, orbited it like silent, armored angels. The humans had built something that defied the galaxy's understanding. Then a voice, calm, resonant, deeply human, echoed in the minds of every alien present. You should not have come here. It wasn't aggression, it was mercy. A hologram formed above the two fleets, a human figure, but enhanced beyond baseline biology. A silver glow emanated from his eyes. Living armor pulsed with embedded micro-singularities. His presence alone felt like it weighed 1,000 years. I am Archon Elias Caney, he said, spokesman for the ascended human continuum. No one spoke, no one breathed. Caney continued. 10 years ago, we discovered an anomaly at the edge of the Orion expanse. A being, or force, older than our universe. Something that shaped the dark between galaxies. Something that sleeps in the cosmic background radiation. The aliens trembled. We isolated ourselves, Caney said. We sealed our space. We built this Dyson sphere not as a shield, but as a cradle. He gestured to the megastructure. A cradle for the weapon we are forging. Admiral Ralton's voice shattered in his throat. Weapon? For what? For the Nightmaker. The chamber went cold. Our scientists found traces of its influence across deep time, Caney said. It devours civilizations not out of hunger, but design. The ancient empires your histories speak of? The vanished ones? The precursors you never found? He paused. They were harvested. A wave of horror rippled through the fleet. And now, Caney said softly, the Nightmaker is stirring. Its dreams are bleeding into our reality. Its awakening is inevitable. The Dyson sphere pulsed violently, sending ripples through space-time. We isolated ourselves to prepare. We could not risk the galaxy drawing its attention prematurely. He stared directly at the Admiral. You must leave. Warn your people. Fortify your borders. Hide if you must. He stepped back. When the Nightmaker awakens, humanity will stand at the front, alone, if necessary. The human flagship turned. A tear opened in space. The fleet disappeared into the higher dimensional fold. Silence consumed the void once more. And for the first time in recorded history, the galaxy feared not humanity, but what humanity feared.